It's Phazer day today, and I've already had my issues with it getting this thing into the shop. I had to take out the carbs, give them a quick clean. Not a full clean, I just popped out the pilot jet, got it started, and we brought it into the shop. While we wait for parts for the race summit to come in, we're going to switch back onto the Phazer here, which is still making content. The Phazer goes back a long ways. It's Dad's old Phazer. It's my uncle's old Phazer. We did some compression testing on it last year, actually. What are we at? Ooh, we're due for a rebuild. We figure this thing is in the realm of around 12,000 kilometers on the engine, and it's never been rebuilt. I guess the odometer on it is intermittent now? And there's actually something wrong with the gauge. It's not the driver or the cable or anything like that. There's something going on inside the gauge that's causing it to act up. But for today, what we're going to do is we're going to pop on a compression tester, because I don't remember what the numbers were on this thing when we tested it last spring. I have all the parts here today. They've been waiting all summer really for us to put it in. Head gasket kits, there's steering kits, there's clutching parts. There's a little bit handlebar work we're gonna do. There's no snow though. It's skinny everywhere this year. After having those carbs out, I think I'm gonna have to dedicate some time to replacing fuel lines and getting those a little bit better cleaned out. I'm not gonna dedicate a whole video to the fuel system because we just did one on the race summit. For today though, let's bust into that engine. I have all the parts here. We should just be able to put it back together, and let's see what this engine looks like after having about 12 to 13,000 kilometers put on it since 1986. PTO side is 125 pounds. We got about 115 on the mag side. Oh, let it begin. So I did end up taking the motor all the way out for this thing, and to do a top end you actually don't need to do that, but let me show you something. So this is going to be one thing that we're going to be addressing in a future video, is the amount of steering play this thing has. Yeah, pretty bad. In one of our parts boxes we have this whole shim kit that is supposed to help with that play, as well as a bunch of new tie rod ends. There's some clutch stuff, rings, and then whichever one of these kits is for this top end. I think it's this one. Videos are coming with the Phazer because I want to use it. Oh, look at me. Wow, this looks really good. For a motor with like 12,000 on it, this is immaculate. Cylinder walls feel absolutely amazing. As these cylinder walls don't even have a tiny little scuff on them. Okay, let's take off the jugs, see what those look like. So this is what the motor on our 1986 Phazer looks like after 12,000 kilometers on it. This side is the PTO side, the clutch side. You can see like a tiny little bit of scuffing in there, but what you really want to check for is just running your nail, and as long as your nail doesn't catch on anything, yeah, you're good. This jug is amazing. Other jug. Same thing on the mag side. Nice and clean, scuffed, but no sort of scratching or anything like that. So the cylinder walls are clean. This is when you're supposed to do rings. Like, this is the perfect time to be doing rings. Piston skirts and piston walls are actually in really good shape. Yeah, I don't feel bad about running that at all. Big end bearings all feel good. Yeah, bottom end feels nice. This is going to be a really easy rebuild here. Heads are good, bottom end is good, jugs are good. All I have to do is pop the rings off of our old pistons, pop some new ones on, set the gap on them, and then I will hold and clean the cylinders. Okay, I took a short little break there, had some lunch. I'm filming like 3 videos at once here, so I did a steering video on this. That steering video will be out right away, but we tightened up the steering a whole bunch with that shim kit I got. So that video will probably be like a day or 2. The engine was running well, but this thing is getting to be almost 40 years old, and it has all those miles on it. So we're in here for peace of mind, but I have the engine all cleaned up now, so I'm going to put it back together with just a set of new rings and a gasket kit. And that'll be top end. We'll be good for another 40 years. Spent all that time putting in the motor, and that's not it. There was a bunch of other things that I had to do on this because each of those were videos of their own. So I did a steering video as well as a video of tidying up all the loose ends on this thing, which is why it looks so different. I have mixed fuel in the tank for break-in. We'll run that for the first tank. I tuned in the oil pump so it would give it a little extra oil for the first little while here too. I have not tried to start this thing yet. This is always the moment of truth after a rebuild. Does it run? Of course it runs. Oh, this is gonna be a smoky one. Okay. That's safe. always feels good. So there you have it, 12,000 kilometers on this PZ480, this 1986 Phazer. And now that we're rebuilt, we're probably good for forever. And yes, it looks a little different, and I'll go through all that in the next video. I've already been talking to my contact at APS, Richard, who says he thinks he has a set of running boards somewhere that are going to fit this thing. Ride season is pretty much on. We're supposed to be going sledding this weekend, but they're in the snow. Thanks everybody for watching this video. If you like this video, showed you what a Phazer engine could be, what a Yamaha engine does, and I don't know why they're not making snowmobiles anymore when they last this long. I was also thinking about grabbing a set of VMAX struts for this thing because they're like 2.5 inches taller. I wanted to be done, but it seems like it's never going to end. Thanks everybody for watching. See you in next video. Bye, subscribe, like. Bye.